Good morning on this nasty, yucky Friday. It's thunderstorming and raining here in northern Kentucky, which just makes me ache all over. So I'm not going to be able to do much today. But I want to jump on here. First and foremost, say thank you to all my old and new subs. We got some really great projects going on right now in the shop. As you saw yesterday, we got done with the commission build of the 69 Charger RT. That was a... where did it go? See, now I've already lost it because that's why I don't like keeping stuff here. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Bear with me here a second. It's a Revell monogram kit, Pro Modeler series. Very good kit. There was a couple slight fitment issues, nothing that nobody could handle. And then a couple little flaws. Just because my eyes aren't the best. I try to catch everything. My shop is super bright. I have glasses, so on and so forth. It's just to be human is to err. I say it all the time. But nothing catastrophic or just oh my god, it's ruined. Nothing like that. It's just it could have been better, but it turned out really, really nice. And we showed you some updates on the 58 Impala. That's the viewer's choice build. I did all the shopping here, in my own little store. For the parts that we're going to add, some options for the engine. I didn't mention it. Jimmy kind of hit the head right on the nail. I think the 572 will fit in there with no issues. Maybe a little modification for the headers, from what I've seen. The twin turbo may not without heavily modifying, and I'm trying to avoid that. Just so we can stay on track and get it done. If down the road I decide to build another 58, chances are I'll make it a big build. That would be like a 4 to 6 month project where I'd actually cut everything out of the way, rebuild what I need, and fit what I want in it. But I think the Whipple supercharger for that 572 will fit in there, without any issues. As the same as the 2.4s or the short stack fuelies would probably fit in there. But we're going with the new school, the Resto mod. So it's got the newer engine, newer style intake, newer tires and wheels, brake system, and just a real high quality interior. Slightly custom in the interior. The car has a lot of horsepower, so it's built to withstand that, and the driver to be able to control the car. So the comfort features as far as a racing seat, the harnesses, protection as far as a roll cage, all that kind of stuff. He's kind of like right on the end of not Pro Mod, Resto Mod, teetering into Pro Touring. He's got everything he needs. He's just now he's going to have to tub the car if he wants to put the big wide tires on it, change up the gearing, a little bit of the rear suspension. But he's been working on the car, and right now he's just kind of happy with the way it is, saving up his money like all the rest of us do to make the final modifications to transform it from Resto Mod into Pro Touring. And like I said, that's the cusp I like to stay into. I do go to the extreme and I stay on the back side of it, but this is like right where I like to be. Today is about what's on the bench, and that is the Richard Petty 73 Dodge Charger. Later today, I will have the pretty much the suspension together, I would think. I've been yesterday and today I've been working on kind of the wow pieces, I guess. aftermarket pieces. I did my shopping. We're going to go over that real quick, and we're going to try to make this a short and sweet video. So, and I've also been sharpening my sprue cutters, and yes, you can sharpen them. Use the little triangle file. Each side's different. I start with the coarse, just like I would be sanding a model, then I go to the next one, and then the fine one, and it puts puts that edge back on there where it'll keep clipping. You don't, because you cut something and it dings them, you can take the ding out of it just like you do a knife blade. They're never exactly the same as they were when they were fresh, shiny, and new, but you can sharpen them up. These are Tamiya, and these were expensive, and I cut wire, and it's just not, they're not good and made for cutting wire. Now I've got a little tiny pair of dikes that I use when I clip heavier gauge wire, and that way I don't mess these up. But I just finally got around to sharpening these back up and testing them, and they cut good again. So you can, I don't know if I ever showed you, but here, I'll show you real quick. So this is like, I've got a magnetic strip that runs down here. I keep like all my hemostats, these little, I call these dikes, they're not, but I use these for cutting sprue. I do have a pair of dikes. Heavy gauge sprue, I use these scissors. Here's another little cheap pair of cutters. I gotta sharpen both these, or I sharpened this one. I gotta sharpen these two right here still. And then my little decal scissors, tools for the Dremel, one of my rulers, pliers. These are my photo etch scissors, and then a good pair of surgical scissors for cutting whatever. Two pairs actually, an angle pair. Whoops, an angle pair and a straight pair. And then I have up there in those, underneath that plastic case, is a full set of snap-on plier set. Like a, I mean, there's these. I use these for bending photo etch. And then they've got needle nose, a little pair of dikes, the whole set, but they're real small. And I mean, I've got massive tools laying all around. I mean, that red toolbox back there is full of tools. I got a little hammer I keep out. There's my little saw. There's another little pair of cheap sprue cutters. Those need to be sharpened. They're wide jawed, so they're good for big pieces. And then just tools everywhere. Here's all my shrink tube set, my heat gun, my soldering iron. This is my blow dryer. Then I have a heated cup warmer that I use to heat up my water for decals, which is in a glass container underneath that plastic one that I do my wet sanding with. There's all my extra tubs that I put a kit in as I'm building to keep dust off of it. And then that's all those are filled with sheet styrene, little pieces, fall off pieces. Down lower, this is just where there's a tablet, there's some LED lights. These are what I'm going to be using probably in the diorama, the Ghostbusters. Another container had some tools in it, and some little pieces of wood, and then this is like filled with sandpaper. Just I buy in bulk, so I have mass amounts, and any piece that's really good I throw back down in here to reuse it. So kind of a lifetime supply, really. It's just certain ones I do run out of. Down here's like 3D printing stuff, all my gloves, masks, my white gloves for when I'm handling a finished model, or like at a show or whatever. And I keep a box of gloves right here. This is what I use for my flocking and any gravel work. This is another container I just keep kits in. There's that air filter system for the DIY downdraft table. I did purchase these Anycubic air purifiers. They're cordless, you just recharge them. There's a little carbon cube that goes down in there. I don't know how long that lasts, probably about 6 months, I'd say. But you can really notice the difference when these are on. They clean the air pretty good. And as you can see, there's a print going. I'm finishing up the orders. That's one thing I wanted to touch base before we show you where we're at on the bench. On the 3D printing, the wheel sets, whoops, these wheels, closed. All the remaining sets have been sold, other than what I have for my personal self, of course. We've lost, there it is. All right. The bench seats are closed. The 572s, I have one in reserve for a gentleman. The rest are closed. The supercharger extra intakes alone, those are closed. I do have the fuelies still left, the twin turbos, and the dual carb setup. And I do have some other options. They're just not printable yet. I'm hoping to work on this Saturday, if my son's available. And then next week I'll start printing that stuff out, and we'll run a limited series of that. Seats, there's still the one seat of Recaros left, or one set of Recaros. There is, let's see, one, two, there's 3 sets of the racing seats left. You get 2 seats per set. Even though most race cars only have one, you know, if you bought all 3 sets, that's 6 builds possible from that. And you can trim them down and shape them the way you want them. You don't have to use them exactly how they are, unless you want to. I've seen Clay Kemp do that, take a seat and kind of draw a line where he wants it, and then take off the excess and reshape and sand it and paint it, and you never know the difference. So, just a little work into them, and you can make them exactly how you want them to look. Let's see, what else is left? All the VR 500s, there's 1 set left. There's 2 sets of the Mopar Rallies. And I still have two of the dual carbs, 2 of the fuelies, and 2 of the twin turbos. So, if anybody's interested, like I said, my email is down there. Just send me an email. Let me know what you're interested in, or just ask what's available at that time, and I'll tell you. I try to update as much as possible on what's available and what's closed out. But as of right now, these 22s are closed. The last remaining sets were sold last night, along with the Whipple superchargers for the 572, the extra 2 just for the intake. Because like I said, those will fit down on a 427 block, a 454, a 396. You could even retrofit it to a Mopar big block if you wanted to. I mean, it's just get your block together, set your heads on there, and put the intake on there and see how well it fits, and modify a little bit if you have to get it to fit nice and tight. But I've tried it on a few different things, so I know you can make it work. I mean, I've cross-contaminated, model kits for years of, there's a better looking intake in this kit, and I'll put it on this one, and it fits, or I'll sand it a little bit, or whittle it away and sand it down smooth, and make it fit. It's just, it's up to you what you're looking for. It's nice just to get something out, put it together, and paint it, and be ready to go. But, to get that look you're going for, you can still use an old school block that comes with the kit, and use the new age 3D printed components to put on it. Let's see. What else? There was one other thing. Oh, I can't remember what it is. It wasn't that important. Remember the ACME is coming up here. Let's see, this is August, September, October, November. In 4 months, basically. 3.5 months. We're going to be looking at ACME time. I still haven't decided if I'm taking any kits with me to show. I'm really holding true to the first time is going to be to go down and enjoy the experience. Getting to meet fellow YouTubers, all you guys that follow me that maybe you just go to shows. But I am 100%. Well, I can't even say that because that wouldn't be true. I'm about 85 to 90% positive that I'm going to be there. Like I said, I'll know more in the next couple months, and what my itinerary is going to be, where I'll be staying, so on and so forth. I just need to finalize everything. That way I know I can say, yes, 100% I'm going to be there. But there's still a few loopholes that's got to be closed up. But man, I can't even describe how I'm looking forward to going down there. I know a lot of the guys that go. It's been going over the years. I've seen their work. Am I scared to compete against them? No, not really. At the end, I do have some real super nice stuff that is show quality. It's not that I wouldn't hesitate. It's just that my mindset would be on nerves. Am I going to place? Am I going to win? Am I going to, this, that, and the other? Is somebody messing with my model? Where I could go down and just hang out and relax and have fun and get to talk and meet, and I'll bring a slew of shop cards with me and hand them out. Just kind of enjoy it for what it is. Then the following year, yeah, I'll probably compete, and then after the first of the year, I'm gonna spend a year of competing, local shows within the tri-state area, and then probably ACME again. I will bring builds the second time around, but just kind of give you perspective of where I'm at. It's not that I wouldn't mind it. It's just the first time I kind of want to just be like a newbie. I want to walk in and look at all this stuff. I want to enjoy it, take it in, take a lot of pictures, some videos, get to meet everybody, talk, and not have to worry about the the show part of it itself, or the competition part of it. I'll be a little more familiar with how everything works. I've never competed on a level that high, so it gives me a chance to sit back, watch, and learn, so to speak. So I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, I'd really like to see it. And everybody's told me, oh, your stuff will win. It's not. I know that, and even if it didn't, it's not a big deal. It's prepping everything, taking it there, setting it up, and then like a little kid, or not even a little kid, like a parent with a little kid, new kid, you're hovering, helicoptering. I just don't want to do that my first time. My first time, I want to take it all in and enjoy it. So, apologies to anybody that may be wanting to see any of my stuff. It's going to make it there, guys. It's just I've got so much to get done this year, and this channel, starting it up and getting all the kinks worked out. It's not going to. It's just not going to happen overnight, and I don't want to. Because if I was to gear up right now for ACME, I have one, two, three, four. I have 4 builds I could potentially take that I think is show quality, and there's still a possibility that I bring them. I'm just not nailed that down yet. I'm kind of. I'm pondering on it a lot. I just got a lot going on, and it's so much, and there's not a lot of time. There's nothing new that I want to create. I mean, the 58 would be done by then, and hopefully it turns out, show quality, because I do want to take that one to some shows. My intentions is to have that Trans Am done last year, and take it to ACME this year. That, of course, it didn't happen. A lot of back stories on that. I got bored with it. I got to a point where I was in unfamiliar territory. I kind of worked those out, so I'm more comfortable now to get back on that project, and we are after the first of the year, because I do want to take it to ACME next year, and it will take me pretty much all year to get it built, because it's got to be the way I have it in my head. If not, I'll stop on it and take a break, and then come back to it when I'm more comfortable, tackling that challenge, because it is a pure pro touring, and everything is detailed. The interior, the trunk, the chassis, the engine compartment, and then a beautiful paint job to complete it all, or to complement it all. That all takes lots of time. It's not rush through it and get it done. It's work on it, make sure it's perfect, or as perfect can be, and move on to the next stage. And right now I've just got the trunk open, the doors are hinged, I do need to make some repairs to the rocker panel on the passenger side. I need to add some brass strips from the A-pillars down to the cowl, because the doors are part of all that when they're molded in. So now I've taken the doors out, those A-pillars are flopping in the breeze. We may do a little how-to on that. I've never done it, so we're all going to learn the first time around. But I've seen it done, so I've got some reference to go by, and that's where I'm at. I'll watch other people's videos or posts and talk to them, and get a feel for how to do it and practice a little bit, and then I'll move to the actual kit and complete the process. We've touched base on that before on several times. So let's get to the what we've all came here for today, is see what the ramp truck. I've got one more sanding to do. I've got two choices at this point, because I want this toolbox in with the build. I got it put together last night and, roughly sanded. I got to finish sanding it, and then, it's got to get primered and all that. But it won't fit in the other compartment because I've already put shelves in it. Instead of tearing that apart, I was thinking about maybe trying to open this door up and have this inside there, but I can't. I tried to fit it in on the other side, and it won't fit because of the hinge, and that's the tiniest tubing there is. So, I'm thinking about building the chase truck. And by chase truck, I mean it's a secondary truck that follows the race crew, and all the bigger equipment is kept in the bed of that truck. And I was thinking about this, guys. I don't know. I've thought about it, but I think this guy right here will be the perfect chase truck. I do want to lower the suspension a little bit. I do want to change the tires and wheels. Nothing radical. Just, probably a stock type, but lower the chassis. Give the truck a nice clean finish paint job. Detail up the interior a little bit. We're going to keep it curbside. Saves time. The suspension is detailed, but we will pick out and detail the suspension. You can see how wide a room I got for tires. I mean, look how long those shafts are on those wheels. So I can really pull those tires in. Back is a little different. So we might cut into that bed a little bit and put a set of tubs on the inside. Perfect thing to do for those tubs is pill bottles. The right size. You cut it off where it's the roundest, and then you cut your width, or you cut the bottle in half this way, and it'll give you 2 tubs. And you just sand everything down really smooth, prime them and paint them, and they work good. And everybody's had to get a bottle of aspirin or a prescribed medication where you got a pill bottle laying around. And I'm no different. We'll have to re-chrome some stuff, detail paint, but I think since it's kind of pretty much already there, and if you think about it, I can put that in there with some straps, and have all the extra stuff, maybe another set of tires strapped down in there, just kind of fill up the whole bed with all the extra equipment that they would need. So when they get there underneath their tent, they can set up all their equipment. And that's pretty much it. These 3 vehicles, the NASCAR, the pickup truck, and the ramp truck. And I will build a platform and add a little kind of diorama theme to it down the road. Right now it's just getting this stuff done. The chase truck is not as important, so it'll be finished last. The main focus right now is getting the NASCAR done, and working on the ramp truck at the same time, and the 58 Chevy. That way we can move on to the other 2 that I've described before. But some they're kit bash stuff from another kit. That's an acetylene tank. Here's the frame for it. It goes on the front of that, kind of like that. There's air impacts. There's a fire tank. I've got a better control box for inside the interior. water cooler. I don't know if that's for drinking or what. Somebody can, let me know. Here's the other part of the control box. Here are the diff coolers. I don't know if I'm going to use the bigger one or small one. It depends on what looks the best underneath there. But they're detailed on both sides. I don't know where they came from. I think these came out of a Ferrari. But it's perfect for a little diff cooler. I can add the inlet and outlet lines on it and use these as the mounting brackets up underneath the chassis and give the look. We also went with, there's MSD boxes. Those, it'll be a double one up underneath the hood. Somewhere it controls all the ignition. Just a little touch detail. Fuel filter. Air breathers. Those are actually oil fills, but I cut them down and use them for breather caps. Detail wiring. Back up a little bit here. These I purchased years ago and I've never used them. I figured I better go ahead and use them. So I'll use them for all that detail wiring inside. Some mesh to put where needed, if needed. And then here's the diff cooler setup. Here's the piece that goes on the face of the diff. There's the pump. Here's all the pulleys and the belts. There's multiple sets in here. So, check out his website. It's offthesprue.com. And he's very reasonable on his prices. The gentleman's in Canada. He does have a YouTube channel. Can't remember what it's called. I don't think it's called Off the Sprue. It might be. But he's a builder too. So, you guys check him out. Show him some love. Order some stuff from him. You won't be disappointed. He's got a lot of 3D printed stuff now. He does some resin casting. And then just a little packaging of, like what you get at Hobby Lobby. But, for a couple bucks you get, that's 5-6 models worth right there. And then, we're pretty much done shopping. Oh yeah, I showed you yesterday. Here's the cable for the winch. So we've got that. I just got to, probably about to scratch make the hooks. I do have a driver too that will get painted up like Richard Petty. And will sit in the driver's seat. Here's his head. It's got the old school helmet with the mic, the glasses. The cab is final sanded. It's ready for primer. I just got to pop the grill back off of it. And been working on the tires, starting to scuff them down. These are for the up here. News from the attorney. The Goodyear has accepted the blame for the defective tires they sent to Richard Petty. Richard Petty's crew put them on the car to deliver the car, knowing that they were messed up. So no big deal. Story, guys, it's not true. Truth. Mark got a hold of Salvino's. Salvino's is sending the tires directly to Rusty Rotor's model car garage. When we receive those, we'll get those prepped and ready and on the kit. So hopefully those will come pretty quick. Shop cards are still available. I sent a few of those out this morning. So you guys know, just drop it down in my email that you're interested in doing a shop card trade, or a card for a sticker, whatever, however you do it. Trading is still open for 3D parts for other things. Just keep in mind that some of these things, like when I print them, these tires that are no longer available, they'll be available for a trade, because I can still make them. I'm not just going to make big quantities of them like I've done in the past. But these are $25 shipped, so that's equivalent to a kit, basically. And I'll throw some extra stuff in to cover the difference in what you'd pay for shipping too. So $7, $8, whatever for shipping. I'll put another $8, $10 worth of 3D printed parts in there to make the deal even. I don't have a lot of kits to trade for a kit. I do have a few, and I'm working on a trade right now with somebody, and that's probably going to eat up what vintage stuff I have. Like I said, I'm new into the gate of replenishing. This is a quarter of what I used to have, if that's any indication. not even 20 years ago, 15 years ago, when I sold everything. Well, I gave it all away to the young man that was autistic. And for what it costs for one kit nowadays, basically. He got everything I had, other than a big black hefty bag full of kits that I didn't even realize I had. It was stashed underneath the steps, and that's a lot of them that you've already seen. So building that stash back up it's nowadays is financially draining because everything's so expensive. And what I have, I'm planning to build. So just keep that in mind when you ask me about a trade, that I'm real reluctant on kits to trade. And a lot of these boxes you see, I've got written on them, started, parts only, but they're up there so that way I can see them. I'm aware of where they're at. A lot of them are unbuilt. And there's probably a little over 100 up here, and there's another 30 or 40 down here, and then there's probably another 20, 25, 30 in plastic bags, and equal amount in plastic containers. So roughly there's probably close to 300 model kits, maybe more, and then plus what I have in my display case, which is another 25, 30 models. So just a heads up. HobbyNet models, the link's always down there. Go check them out. Just hit that link, it'll take you right there. Do a little shopping, pick up a few things you need, some things you're looking for, some things you want. If you don't see something and you're really wanting it bad, email Mark, that's on the website, and drop him and let him know what you're looking for, and give him a ballpark of money. He knows what everything's worth. So, don't lowball him. Just be honest and say, hey, this is, if you can find one in this price range, let me know. Pick it up, whatever. I definitely want it, type thing. And he'll take care of you. You just got to be, ready on the gun when he gets it. Send him the money, whatever, however your transaction's at. But paintbrushes, anything you need, it's there. Paints, especially those MCW paints. This is great because this build is going to be the first time I'm using them. I've played with one just a little bit, and I like how they turn out. So I'm gonna play with them a little bit more before I actually start to spray any paint on any of these 3 kits here. But he's got a wide range. He's always getting new colors in, so definitely check him out. Ryan Jones, check him out. He's got stuff, for your build. Those tires and wheels really set your model off. McGill's is always down there, so you can keep up on what he's doing. I'll save Lee's this time around until we get closer to the giveaway. We are creeping up to there where we're going to get more informative on what the prizes will be. Again, first, second, and third. Once we hit 1,000, I'll set a day and a time, and I'll do a video of the drawing of the name. And like I said, you'll have 24 hours to contact me via email, which is always down in the descriptions. That way I can get your information from you and let you know, what everything is, get your choice of color, that type of stuff. And then I'll get everything out to you right away. Same way, second and third, you have 24 hours. If you do not contact me in 24 hours, then second place becomes first place winner, and so on and so forth. Third becomes second, and then I redraw for a third place. And I'll do that on a video too. I'll just do a quick video of drawing that name again, and that'll be the third place winner. But you'll definitely know what places get what prize. So it's going to be, I consider it epic, because it's going to be damn near everything but the tools and the, well, can you see that? First place will get a vac pen set, so you're going to get some tools, the paints. You'll have pretty much everything but the glue and some other things to build this thing. And I expect in return really nothing other than keep me posted on the build. I want to see, I want a picture sent to me of the completed build. That way I can put it up here in the shop with your name on it, and you know, show it in pride, and everybody ever comes to the shop, they can see a piece of your work, and how you put everything together and how you use the products. So that's really it, guys. I'm not expecting anything in return. You've already showed that to me by subbing to my channel and watching all this crap. So I appreciate you. Thumbs up, thumbs down, hit that bell notification, drop me a sub. We'll see you on Monday for Mental Monday and mail call, if anything comes in the mail. If not, it's just gonna be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday next week, and we'll just be filling up time, shooting the crap, and I'll give you little updates here and there on everything. So until then, guys, have a safe weekend. Get some modeling done. This is Rusty Rotor. I'm out.